Hi there, Aries. It's MILADY, and I'm here to bring you a special May's 2022 reading right in front of us. So I am going to jump right into this reading for you. Okay, so I want to first tell you what the positions here mean for each where they are. Okay, so this top row here is giving us the current situation. This here is giving us basically the obstacle. Okay, not always obstacles would be like a problematic altogether. It's just something that we're dealing with at the moment. This right here is your advice card. This one right here is what you can change. Here is what you can't change. And this one here is what you may not be aware of. So let's go ahead and start. I want to go ahead and start with these two here, which is the current situation and the obstacle, and then I'm going to give you the bottom ones, and then lastly would be the advice. So let's go ahead and jump into this reading for you, Aries. It's MILADY. Happy to have you back. And let's see what we have here for you for May 2022 for you. So for May here, in your current situation, we have the Moon card and the Magician. So what does that mean here? So Aries, for the Moon card, it's basically like fantasies, daydreams, strange encounters, attraction for the unknown. And then with the Magician next to it, it's basically the spirit of intuitive standing here, where it's skills, it's the beginning of romance, work related, or other types of undertakings. Now, that's the current situation. With the obstacle that we have here, we have the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords. So it clearly shows here some kind of news you're going to be receiving, a letter. It's confidential information or a notification. And with the Eight of Swords here, and just to bring this here up close, as you see, she doesn't look too happy here. So it's obvious that it seems to be like something that it's a lost, a grim thought, affliction, or like an nostalgia for a person or a situation. All right, now let me go ahead and bring this in this way to see what we have with what you can change. So the animal card here, it's it's basically letting you know what you can change, which is like maybe training an animal, support and campaign for an animal charity. An animal brings healing, and or if you had lost or you have a deceased animal companion, is still very much with you. Okay, and what I find interesting is that there's an animal here in the Moon card, and it's looking up in the sky. You see that? There's two of them at that. So it's interesting enough that you have this here, so it's like some kind of a confirmation for you. All right, and so clearly this area here is pointing out to some kind of animal, let's say. And I'm going to tell you what else this reading tells me here. So with the career card here, in your what you can't change, it points out to a new career. It points out to promotions. There's a saying here, a dismissal is a blessing in disgust. All right. Or is it in disguise? That's what I'm hearing too. So it's telling you to follow your heart. You're fully supported, Aries, and you're being called into service is what I'm also hearing here. And it's funny that it's saying this because the boundaries here is more like what you may not be aware of. And what you may not be aware of is that you are under no obligation. Saying no empowers you, Aries, and see your demand from another point of view. Okay, and it's funny that it's the feeling that I'm getting here is more like, wow, I don't know, Aries, it feels more like maybe you're being called into service, like literally like the Navy, military, and that it almost feels like, this is something that maybe you wanted or maybe you didn't want, but it's telling you to see it in a different point of view. Maybe you're going to have to deal with an animal like a dog training, or that you're a dog trainer, and maybe you should be looking at it in that way or in that aspect. Okay, and then your advice card here clearly points out to some kind of communication. This is all written there. So it basically lets you know that the innermost planet in our solar system, speedy Mercury, zooms around the sun in just 88 Earth days. It is named after the Roman messenger of the gods and is closely linked to thoughts and to communication, including writing, teaching, speaking, learning, and studying. Mercury is also associated with the mental faculties and intelligence. And I'm sorry that I had to stop and pause there, because it so happens that when it said teaching, it's saying training, a training of an animal. Okay, and when you're being called to service, communication, this is communication that's coming in for you. And maybe at the moment it's like you're dreading it, but it's actually something maybe that you want it deep down inside. Okay, and it's coming up also as I'm feeling it with the spirit of intuitive, which is the magician here, because you have all the tools in front of you. All right, all the tools that you have and your skills are all here. That's another thing that's possessed by the magician here, skills. So you are skilled, you're ready, and you just have to keep your communication open here. All right, and that's what I have for you, Aries. Bye bye.